Hey people, Indrid here, 1v1, Greentooth Gorge, blue side. Initialmink7771 is a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero with objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. Up against is Papa Smurf with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fighting in melee begins with a refractor shield, can shoot his own fellas in the head to make him fight better, innit? It's simple. We have a Sentinel up for Papa Smurf looking to stomp some brains in. Maybe of these little heretic fellas here. I guess they're gonna go east afterwards. Chaos Lord is capping a power point, which is very, very boring to him. Look at him just screaming into the air. Sentinel having a look at the mid, but he can't cap that VP. Is there really enough space for someone to be sitting in there? I guess so. That's pretty damn cramped though, eh? Chaos Lord's gonna run up to him. Maybe get a hit. Oh, gets a hit. Perhaps should not have let that happen, but maybe they're doing more DPS with their sidearm anyway. Meanwhile, in the north, it's a Lord Commissar, innit? Here's some guardsmen being careful to be very, very disciplined while they're around him, lest he shoot their brains. Chaos Lord taking on all comers here. Just looking for something that bleeds. Here we go. Misses the kill of the week. That'll just annoy him even more. He's a glass half empty kind of guy. Those guys jump into the garrison. This weird like Indiana Jones style garrison. This is the cave with carvings in it. Not sure what that's about. Did the orcs make it maybe? Would they bother with caves and stuff? Maybe some feral orcs. It's called Greentooth Gorge. You'd expect some orkiness going on. Chaos Lord getting actually quite a lot of hits on this Sentinel. And then has to run. Sentinel now being repaired. Meanwhile, what is this? Oh, grenade launcher heretics up. Those grenade launchers, pretty bad news for the guardsmen. Guardsmen need to keep moving so they don't get hit by them, as you see there. Sentinel, though, can come and harass. They go for the garrison, where they can kind of shoot out of it a little bit at a time kind of thing. Can't get all of them facing one window and shooting out. 468 to 500. Lord Commissar throws his shield up and goes after some Chaos Space Marines. They're going to take the garrison up here and shoot at him with impunity. Probably just run away. No, he's going to attack the garrison with his sword. Havoc's on the way for initial mink. Now he's backing off. There we go. Oh, and puts the shield down a bit early. Takes some health damage when he didn't need to there. And is taking more health damage when they don't need to. On the east side, Heretics grabbing the VP here. This is a natural victory point for Papa Smurf, the red side player. In the north, stomp. Could have got maybe a little bit closer, but they stomped a bunch of them and forces them off. They did get a decap, and these guys can now try to cap up this east side, maybe come towards the mid with this fully matured rec point and stuff. Havoc's going to look to set up, mess with this Sentinel. Can't be suppressed by it, but that heavy bolt will do heavy damage if the Sentinel gets close. It was a good way to keep them pinned back and limit their mobility in general. What's the Chaos Lord up to? Oh, scares off a Lord Commissar. CSM can now decap the wreck point. And Chaos Lord, I think, going for the central VP now. Maybe a combi flamer on the way, which is always a fun time. We've got Carthaginian Devils up. Oh, this is one of the Acadian elite scheme things where they don't have their bandanas. They have little funky backpacks though. What's in those, do we think? More knives and stuff. Another shotgun. Several other shotguns. I like that the fellow with the grenade launcher does nothing. Just occasionally, every 30 to 50 seconds or so, fires the grenade launcher. He's so happy. Does he even melee? Does that fella even melee? Maybe just smacks them with his grenade launcher. Oh, they're putting an improvised explosive up. That's bad. They couldn't quite detonate it in time. I guess there's some kind of delay between putting it down and being able to detonate it, but they got a decent hit on those fellas. I wonder if they hit it perfectly, if it would have wiped them, if they were right on it. There's a stomp on the Chaos Lord. Stuns him, doesn't knock him down, but he's taking a bunch of lasgun hits here. He's just trying to keep the center occupied kind of thing, and there is the combi flamer. Just put him in ranged stance and let him shoot the guardsman, but he tried to get killed a week there to heal himself up. Havoc's maybe could have... Oh, maybe they were capping this, were they? No. It's already capped. Maybe they could have moved up sooner and helped out a bit. 433 to 482. Center is still blue though. for the Chaos fellas that the west side, where the Catachans can operate quite well independently. They're one of those squads that does very well on their own. They have good melee with power melee damage, lots of disruption, suppression. You can even chuck a smoke grenade on themselves if they're in a firefight to help them defensively. Getting into melee with the CSM, but they're being shot at by a heavy bolter. There's a shotgun blast. Trying to get them with that power melee. Does the grenade launcher fella attack? I mean, they run up like they're gonna attack. I haven't seen evidence of this attacking yet. That guy ran away. Does he have a melee swing? He must, right? Guardsman shooting at a node. Grenade launcher. Heretics now have an aspiring champion. Oh, those guys are taking the garrison. Grenades are really good against garrisons, but now they're getting stomped. Could have been a bit more lively on it there to move the heretics away, maybe. I don't know if they can take them all on. Here's some help in the form of a hulking Chaos Lord who's got a dark halo now. Going to be even more difficult to get rid of. That dark halo shield can absorb damage. And now he's burning the garrison out with the Combi Flamer's Immolate. Almost wiped those guardsmen. In fact, they might still wipe them. If the Combi Flamer attacks, there we go. Shoot. Sentinel trying to block the path. And they get them. The stomp couldn't quite get there in time. I guess it was on cooldown. Meanwhile, after my swig of water, we have a west side engagement. Lord Commissar does not have a power sword yet. They've gone tier 2 for Stormtroopers instead. And there's the tier 2 for Initial Mink. Chaos Lord doing a lot of work here, but a bunch of XP. Yeah, Space Marines with their Eternal War gives them 20% more damage in melee and ranged combat, and they're a threat to the Sentinel at that much health. Catachans can't repair, they're not any help. They could disrupt the CSM maybe. They don't seem interested in it. They're going for the central VP. They probably want to cap it. Oh, there we go. Now they've realised they could maybe help over here. I guess we're going to be seeing some improvised explosives all over the gaff. Oh, they didn't get them off the cap. Oh, they did. They did. Oh, that guy might have been able to keep decapping, but he turned to shoot. Guardsmen with no... Oh, they do have their sergeant. I was going to say with no sergeant, they're not going to last long. They're still not lasting very long in melee there. But here come the Catachans. I think the grenade fellow just kicked that guy to death. That's a hell of a kick. 399 to 437. They're now going to shotgun this power node. There we go. They thought about it. Could also maybe decap the wreck point. What's more important, do we think? It looks like they're going for the wreck point. I think that's a decent shout. Armor of the Inferno for the Chaos Lord. For even more fire. Because why not? Just going to stand back and shoot these guys. Oh, they've got their Sarge now. He's got a melter gun. Knows how to use it. Throws up his shield, the Chaos Lord. They got the decap, and they only dropped 2 models to the Combi Flamer. Surprised we didn't see the Immolate there. Maybe they thought the Immolate would send the Catachans into melee, but even if it did, he could use to kill the weak and stuff. That was a little bit weird. Chaos Space Marines with Mark of Khorne on the way. Maybe it was on cooldown, the Immolate. Havocs doing Havoc things to those Stormtroopers, and they've gone for the Assault Kit. Initial Mink straight away with the Plague Marines up. Slow moving infantry, pretty tough with good health regen, and they have a snaring missile launcher alongside some damage over time Plague Bolters. No aspiring champion for these fellas yet, but they got those chain axes in. +1 speed is it? Yeah, +10 melee skill, more hit points, and they get Battle Fury, which is health regen when in combat. Not a huge amount of it, but it helps. Chaos Lord coming to bash power with some fire. Let the Galaxy burn in there. Actually a decent capping tool, or rather a bashing tool, and they're gonna maybe be helped by the Plague Marines if they can stop being attacked by the Lord Commissar. Chaos Lord almost went down. Lord Commissar tries to finish him. Down goes one gen. I don't think they can get the other. There's too much stuff here. Plague Marines do explode on death, which is perhaps why the Catachans didn't get into melee there. Mark of Khorne CSM get a decap, and they do now have their aspiring champion. He has a melter pistol. I think he's otherwise exactly the same. It's a bit of a shame. It would be cool to see him with a chunk, maybe he's a chunk more health or something. A bit more DPS. Now being knocked around by a Lord Commissar who does have that power sword with lead by example, a great ability. Gives him a speed boost, special attacks, and a special attacks inspire. CSM actually dropped a model there. Grenades in retreat path. A little bit soon. But that was a nice idea. Double Stormtroopers is quite dangerous. Initial Mink with more Chaos Space Marines. Where are the Havocs? Oh, they're still in that garrison towards the west side. They're covering the west side quite well, though. It's very blue. A decent at the Galaxy Burn. Killed 2 Stormtroopers. Grenade launcher heretics here. I don't think I've noticed them use the actual grenade barrage thing to disrupt something. Shows them, the Plague Marines are sent into melee. There is a Bloodletter Blood Sacrifice spawn, and that does explode the Plague Marine, right? That's a nice little combo. Almost got the Catachans. They were so low, down to like 3 hit points. Clutch Stomp from the Sentinel saves them. Bloodletters are demons with power melee weapons. They'll slice through the Sentinel very quickly if it stops. Oh, they still get it anyway. The plasma pistols and stuff of the CSM get the Sentinel down. That guy had a missile launcher. Now Stormtroopers fleeing for their lives from these Chaos Space Marines here. Oh, they're infiltrating, able to evade them. Got some Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines now. Very good anti-infantry damage, but I think I would have kept them without a mark. Maybe just got their aspiring champion up and popped that slaughter. That does take more population though, if you get another model on them. Papa Smurf goes to tier 3. 384 to 388. Chaos Lords here to mingle. By mingle, kill things indiscriminately. Let the Galaxy Burn again. Fantastic bashing from that. Level 3 Chaos Lord. He's done well. They're going to get a full bash here, I think. Maybe. There we go. Node, I think, is going to fall as well. Here comes a Lord Commissar. Disrupting the crap out of stuff. There we go. They got a full bash. It is being rebuilt immediately. The Chaos Lord continues to set fire to things. Yeah, I think he has just put that guy on ranged stance and is just shooting the crap out of stuff, which is working. He's getting a bunch of XP. Heretics barely get out. CSM did get away. Right? Yep, they're running. They are running. Sometimes the portrait can linger in the roster even though they're downed. Chaos now have the mid with a double cap. Good pressure here from Initial Mink, but can they withstand whatever Papa Smurf comes up with next in tier 3? They are Rex starved right now though. Have had to repurchase power and stuff. Lots of good pressure from the Chaos Lord. CSM need to get in there and avoid grenades. Oh, they're teasing grenades, those guys. There's one, that's a really good grenade. Unlucky not to kill one. They still have one grenade available, I believe, from the other Stormtroopers there. Athertons are here as well. Surprised they didn't go straight into melee. It was Chaos Space Marines with Mark of Khorne, but they were also very low. Maybe we'll see another blood sacrifice here. What's Chaos Lord doing? There, he's shooting stuff. He's shooting stuff. Don't think I've seen a Chaos Lord use this exclusively in ranged stance. Not that I can remember. Pretty cool to see. He's shooting the crap out of stuff. Look how much XP he's getting. He's almost level 5 now. Commissar's level 3. 384 to 266. Triple cap here for Initial Mink. Lord Commissar mixing it up with Mark of Tzeentch CSM. It's quite low though. And even though they have Mark of Tzeentch, they can still power armor elbow you pretty good. Might get him down here actually. Maybe? Yes. That's quite a big loss for Papa Smurf, having to repurchase that guy at some point. I mean, they did kill a bunch of CSM, so maybe it evens out. Not quite. It'd be cheaper to get those CSM reinforced than to rebuy the Lord Commissar. Level 2 Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines. Eat a grenade. Another nice grenade from Papa Smurf. I think they're doing a decent job managing their infantry. They've got some fiddly things to do with the catechins and the stormtrooper grenades and stuff, but they've done it decently well. Just haven't had the numbers to keep Initial Mink at bay at the moment. This Chaos Lord's been awesome. Halfway through level 5, just shooting stuff. I mean, as long as there's blood, I guess Khorne is happy, but I think he prefers some tearing going on. Some hacking. Some stabbing. Chaos Lord might do those things for the catechins over there, but also might just set fire to them. Khorne's pretty happy with fire, I think. Let Galaxy burn. Decent hits in there. Lord Commissar is back to his feet. Lost the indicator. You see that red debuff circle? That's the Plague Marines slowing him down. I think it's a 20% speed decrease. 384 to 138. It's nice to have percentage speed decreases, because the faster the unit, the more you slow them down, kind of thing. Rocket run. Lord Commissar died, which was actually quite sloppy by a Papa Smurf. Just sent them into melee long enough to just die. Could have backed off and then retreated away from those Plague Marines, I think. But they got a decent nuke in there. And Shotgun Blast sends the Chaos Space Marines packing. 384, 115. Big VP lead for Initial Mink. Papa Smurf not able to get anything really going in Tier 3 yet. They have to reinforce a bunch of stuff. Their power been hit multiple times. There's some more fire. And then he's out of there. Got some Plasma Guardsmen. And they're getting their Commissar up. It's a decent combatant in his own right. Decent combatant, nothing special. But does take them up to 12 models, allows them to reinforce 3 at a time, and can break their retreats with his own executions. Leveling up are those stormtroopers on the VP. Is a Lord Commissar actually a rank used in the lore kind of thing? Was it just something they put in for this game? Kind of look like a Lictor Alpha. I think a Force Commander is not an official rank of Space Marine, it's just the term used for whoever's commanding the forces, you know. I think it is used though. It's usually a captain, right, or something. Lord Commissar's back. Gets slowed down again by the Plague Marines. Being very aggressive. Shield is down, there's lots of disruption there. Is allowing the ranged units to get a bunch of DPS in. Sends a couple of squads packing. Plague Marines are still here. Plague Marines are not actually heavy infantry. Just regular infantry. I guess you have squishy Nurgle bits. They do regenerate health quite well. Also means they're taking full damage from these basic like lasgun type weapons and shotguns and stuff. Piercing damage. 355 to 69. Papa Smurf not giving up though. Might kill some Plague Marines here, but there's those explosions on death. It's quite nasty. Killed a couple of them. Might get them. Does get them. Catechins barely survive it. They're level 3. Doesn't want to lose them like that. They have got away. Look at the burst damage from those stormtroopers. I love the effect on the units from those hotshot lasguns. It's like it sets them on fire. It's so intense. Yeah, look at that. And there's the flak jacket doing its Inspire Terror thing to finish off those heretics. Well, they've turned it around here, Papa Smurf. Both players in Tier 3. Initial Mink still on the front foot, I think, because they have the resources to get something up. But those double Stormtroopers are doing some good work for Papa Smurf. Level 4 and level 3, they've done a hell of a lot of good work. Still slightly perplexed by investing in the Mark of Zinch before you see Ogryns or something. I mean, it's still good DPS versus all infantry, but the Inferno is extra versus heavy, so it's typically reserved for countering heavy and super heavy infantry that you're fighting. Grenade. That was a double grenade. He survived it. Here come the Catechins. You level 4 yet? They are level 4. 2360 hit points on those guys. It's not bad, you know. Not bad at all. Here comes a great unclean one for Initial Mink. They're going to take good damage from the plasma guns, the great unclean one. It's going to shrug off a lot of this piercing damage though because of its super heavy infantry armor. Some mines dropped in, I think. Yep, on the VP. It's a global ability of the Lord Commissar. We'll just pretend for now that that is an official rank. Commissar, Lord Commissar? I don't know. It might be. They typically don't command forces. I mean, there are examples of it. Ibram Gaunt, whoever you say his name. The Tanith first and only, he commands those fellas. But I think he's kind of an exception to the rule. Down goes the Chaos Lord. Catachans took him out in melee, which is probably quite embarrassing for a Chaos Lord, but there you go. Catachans are quite badass. Why don't they just put Catachans in some power armor that they give to Battle Sisters and stuff? That seems like it would be a pretty good idea. They'd probably reject it. It's too much armor for them. The mines being annoying. Knockback, damage and suppression. It's not a huge amount of damage, but it's quite frustrating to get through, as you can see. Oh, Imperial Abyss. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I think they're going to survive it though. Yes, they survived it. So overall, not the best use of a nuke, especially since they already have the mid. The guardsmen can reinforce so quickly and easily. Catachans will reinforce no problem. Costing a little bit of power. Here is a great unclean one though. A Greater Demon of Nurgle, super unit for chaos. Passively damages nearby enemies and mines apparently. Just blows them up with his sheer stinky presence. So that rots materials and flesh alike, I suppose. Has some nasty abilities, a bucket of hit points, and is pretty good in melee, as you may expect. Those guys are infiltrated. He's looking for them. CSM grabbing the mid now. And on the east side, those CSM are in trouble. Looks like Initial Mink is maybe stuttering a bit. It wouldn't be from Papa Smurf. It's not a peer-to-peer game anymore. We've got battle servers to help us out. Which is actually, I mean, credit where it's due. I know Relic kind of let this game go at some point, but they did come back and add in those battle servers, which I don't know if there'll be some out there that remember the times before battle servers where every single game, especially team games, someone was lagging the entire lobby, and you'd get messages on the left side about someone lagging the game and stuff. So very grateful that they came back in and migrated everything over to battle servers. It did cause other problems, like we can't get proper referees anymore as observers, kind of thing, and it messed up a bit of the lobby flow. But I think I'd take those over every single team game lagging a bunch. Now, if you lag, you just lag yourself, not everyone. Some mines dropped in. Lehman Russ on the way for Papa Smurf. They valiantly fought their way up to being able to get a tank going. 292 to 51. Chaos Space Marines falling over. Unable to finish the cap, but here comes a great unclean one. There's that damage. I think it's every... Well, I thought it was every 2.5 seconds. It seems to be triggering much quicker based on that effect. Maybe it's 2.5 seconds for the Plague Champion and the Chosen Plague Marines, but it's quicker for the Great Unclean one. And he makes up for the fact that he doesn't have splash damage on his basic melee attack. Yeah, that's much quicker than 2.5 seconds. I mean, I say his, it's a demon. It's a Lehman Russ up, indeed. Solid old tank, 1200 hit points on this thing. 291 to 51. Chaos Space Marines in trouble. They got a decap at least. I don't think they can get anything more unless there's a grenade available. There is no grenade available. They ain't got energy for it. Lord Commissar's on the mid. Great Unclean One just chasing stuff around. Killed something. Something's dead. Oh. Killed a whole bunch of stormtroopers, I think. Maybe with a vomit or something. Chaos Lord, level 9. He's got level 9 just shooting at infantry with his combi flamer, I think. I mean, there's been some Let the Galaxy Burns in there and stuff, but pretty impressive. Now trying to attack a tank, which is not going to go well. Oh, the Great Unclean One didn't move. He's not moving, this big guy. 279 to 51. It might have been that they tried to use foul snare and it bugged out, because that thing always bugs out for me. Especially, it seems to be the first time you try to use it, it bugs out quite a lot. I think it's because sometimes you try to interrupt like the walking animation of the Great Unclean One and doesn't like it. A force unto itself now has almost Papa Smurf's entire army kind of backed into a corner here. Las Cannon, what are you doing, buddy? Down it goes, very sloppy from Initial Mink there. They've got some more Plague Marines up. What those Havocs are up to, I guess that was an order given ages ago. 240 to 51 on the VPs. 2 to 1 for Papa Smurf. Lehman Russ. So I was going to take a rear armor hit. Maybe 2. Didn't take 2. Initial Mink, I think smartly turning the big fella around now. Doesn't want to endlessly chase it because he's going to get outshot if that Lehman Russ keeps moving. More mines in the mid to frustrate the Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines. Big boom. Does not have heretics. Initial Mink, so they can't worship the Great Unclean One. And Mark of Khorne worship's pretty damn good for this fella. With the increased speed and stuff. There's the foul snare. Didn't knock over the Lord Commissar because he had the shield up, but did a chunk of damage. And he goes down, a Lord Commissar. Some more good hits on the Lehman Russ. 230 to 40. Initial Mink with a double has both the naturals now grabbing the mid. That might be it. That might be it. They might have done enough here. Plague Marine's going to wade into melee against those guardsmen or something. CSM take the garrison, which is smart. And look how low the Lehman Russ is now. Great Unclean One being helped out by the Plague Marines. Oh, that shot missed the Lehman Russ. They were targeting something else. Looks like it's GG though. Papa Smurf thinks it is anyway. There's a single cap. There's a noble vomit to make sure. And there's the victory for Initial Mink. The Lehman Russ did well. And they did have a lot of resources, Papa Smurf. Could they have got something else up? I think maybe they could have, you know. Maybe they were saving for a super heavy tank when they could have got Ogrins up. Or just some more guards with the plasma guns or anti-armor stormtroopers. Something to help with the Great Unclean One. Or they could have just avoided that guy. Got some Kassakin up. Capped around, you know. Maybe. But we had a level 10 Chaos Lord. A shooty Chaos Lord, eh? He did awesomely. And a level 7 Commissar. Showed a lot of grit. Went down a lot. Got back up. Kept wading into horror. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.